10 most magical things coming out in 2017. Number 10. In my number 10 spot is Descendants 2. I have actually seen the movie and I have enjoyed it. While the trailer does look really good for this movie, it is high up on the list. Pretty much for one reason. It's confusing. It really is confusing. If you've read the book sounds a lot different from the movie, and then if you've watched like the little cartoon Descendants Wicked World shorts, it's totally different from the movie. Totally different. Like, Gaston is supposed to have twin sons, and he named them Gaston after himself. If you've read the book Isle of the Lost, and in Descendants 2, they announced that Gaston has a son and he's going to be in this movie, and it just doesn't feel like it's connecting to the book. And yet they want you to read the book because it connects to the movie, but I feel like it completely doesn't connect. I feel like the books and the movies have no connection at all. I feel like Wicked World screws everything up as well, and that's the only complaint that I have on this. The only reason I am excited though is I do love the cast playing the little villain kids and the kids that are good, and I do love like their connections with each other. I love the spin off the original Disney movies that they're doing. I pretty much love every like sort of little modern update that they have to this. The only complaint that I have is it doesn't connect. They want you to read these books like Isle of the Lost before you see the first Descendants movie, and it doesn't even connect to anything near the second movie. And that's just the tidbits that we're learning about the second movie, and so things just aren't really adding up. So I'm hoping when the second movie does come out, maybe we'll make those changes. Maybe we'll finally set the record straight. All I know is like Wicked World isn't really, it's kind of screwing everything up because I think it's like Captain Hook has like a son and he's going to be in the second Descendants movie, but in like the short Wicked World, it, like I said, it's confusing. Apparently he has a daughter named CJ. All I know is China's in the movie and she was in Wicked World and she plays Freddie, who's supposed to be Dr. Facilier's daughter, who is such a cool character. But she's in this movie playing Ursula's daughter, and she looks completely and utterly amazing. Like, if you want a really cool looking villain other than like Mel and Evie, you got her, and she totally looks fearsome, and I'm super excited for this. I just kind of wish that they could, pick a story and stick to it, because I feel like they're changing things outside the movie, and it might confuse the kids. It's confusing me, I know that, and I'm not even a kid, so maybe a kid understands it more than me, and I should get them to explain it. On to number 9. Number 9. Alright, and Big Hero 6, the series, takes my number 9 spot. With new cartoons coming out on Disney XD and Disney Channel, Big Hero 6 is one of them. And I'm pretty excited for it, while I don't know anything other than the fact that it's coming soon, preferably in the fall, and that we get this little teaser trailer of a Baymax cookie being eaten. We do know that the original cast is coming back and providing the voices, so we're getting the original voices, which is great. What I do love about this is that while Big Hero 6 is a great movie, and there's nothing I can say against this movie, to me it does live in Frozen's shadow, because Disney sees Frozen as a money-making cow, like a cash cow, and Big Hero 6 is kind of like hiding behind that. Disney is shoving Frozen in our faces when fans are wanting Big Hero 6, and Disney is actually listening and hearing the fans and gifting them a TV series, which is going to be amazing because you know that there's going to be like a lot of like science tidbits and action and everything, and pretty much stuff you love from the movie obviously is going to be in this series. So it is completely, it's great to hear that we are going to see this cast of characters again. And one of the reasons Big Hero 6 is actually a favorite of mine, while I don't make a big enough deal as it's been a while since I've even watched it, is just the topic of mental health is really challenging to explain because there's so much to say about it. There is so much to say about it. And I feel like Disney did it. Are they perfect? No, but they did it very well, very accepting. I love that Baymax is a sort of nurse figure, a doctor figure, and he doesn't just tend to his patients, physically. He tends to them mentally as well. He offers to help Hera. He offers to be his or do anything that Hero pretty much needs from him. I'm sure if Hero wanted to sit and talk and need a hug or anything, Baymax would be there. And I think that's why everybody loves Baymax so much, is because everyone that has ever felt like they needed somebody but has always felt isolated, this character will always be there for you. And I feel like Disney did an outstanding job in creating a character like this. He reminds me of this big cuddly marshmallow like panda. He does kind of remind me of a panda, but without the ears. And I love giving Baymax a hug every time I'm in Epcot. Yes, if you are in Orlando and you do go to Disney World in Epcot, there's actually a place where you can meet Baymax, and I love giving him a hug every time I see him. Always makes me feel welcomed. And this movie I definitely have a soft spot for. While I don't talk about it as much or rave about how amazing it is, I do hold it close to my heart as like a little guilty pleasure. Not really guilty because I'm ashamed of it, but a pleasure enough. To see Disney reach out and actually talk about mental health and to make possibly pretty much one of their characters autistic, I think is fantastic, because you have adults and children, pretty much everybody that can see that character can not feel alone, be like, there's a Disney character out there like me, to appreciate them and to make them smile. And I think that's wonderful. So yeah, it's surprising to me how Disney handled this pretty well, and it makes me happy that there is a series coming out, and I'm hoping to get some of an education on pretty much anything, whether it be about health, physical, mental, or about science in general, or anything. But still be action packed and a lot of fun for kids. Something like Bill Nye, I guess, or the Magic School Bus. I think that would be great for children to watch, to families to watch, for parents to watch with their kids, just in general. So this is on my number 9 spot. Number 8. And Thor Ragnarok is in my number 8 spot. Thor is actually one of my favorite Avengers, and the first movie I can just watch over and over. It was a perfect blend of comedy and action. It was a great introduction to this character. So I absolutely adored the first movie. Just the way you see this Norse god coming down on Earth and interacting with humans for the first time, and then he learns to love them, and he learns his lesson through like the whole movie and everything. And of course, you kind of see Loki being his badass self and kind of setting up for like the Avengers, and that's all in like the first movie. And the sequel, you actually see more team up with Loki and Thor, and you get like this pretty intense scene between them and a possible death and everything. And while I wasn't too crazy about the sequel, I did still enjoy it. But what I'm loving so far about Thor Ragnarok is this: we've missed out on Thor in Civil War. We've missed out on Hulk as well, which is kind of sad because I was hoping to see them, but they weren't in there. This is where they are. So it's good to see, we're gonna be able to see what they're doing, and apparently, and there's also like this short of this cute little like Marvel short with Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Apparently he's on Earth and he has a roommate, and apparently there's like part 1, and then if you buy the Doctor Strange DVD, there's part 2. And this is, I guess this is supposed to lead up to Ragnarok, and as we all know, Hulk is joining them, and then we find out at the very end, one out of the 2 end credits in Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange is sitting down with Thor, and Thor is enjoying a beer. And, of course, everyone's thinking, well, now Doctor Strange has to be in Thor Ragnarok, and at least 2-3 weeks after Doctor Strange came out, not probably like a month or so, they kind of waited till they were like, okay, I'm pretty positive everybody's seen this, and then they released the news. Doctor Strange is going to be in Thor Ragnarok and in the Infinity Wars. So I am very excited for that because Doctor Strange is also another one, and I love because Thor is all about like that magic and like the 9 realms and everything, which I absolutely love, and to have him see that there is magic on our planet, and to meet like Doctor Strange, I just feel like this is gonna be. I can tell right now that the chemistry is going to be great between the actors, and the characters are just going to totally be. Everything's just. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be serious. It's gonna have like. It's just going to be the best. I just know it. I've got that feeling. Number 7. All right, let's talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. Spider-Man is taking my 7th spot. With Spider-Man returning to Marvel after being with Sony for so long, I wasn't surprised that there was going to be a solo movie. And especially after Civil War. I mean, we were all like, who's going to be Spider-Man? Who's going to be Spider-Man? We were all hoping like it was going to be Andrew Garfield. Some people didn't want it. Some people wanted a different type of Spider-Man. We finally got the one that we have now. I think he's great. I think he's fantastic. I'm super excited for his movie coming out. And so, of course, we knew there had to be a solo movie. What I am excited, though, is it's not going to be a full origin story. So they're going to skip the whole, like, Uncle Ben dying, and they're going to skip, like, how he got his powers, because they're like, you know that already. Let's just get to the part where he's Spider-Man and everything, and he's got, like, Robert Downey Jr. is taking him under his wing, so he's got, like, so Iron Man is pretty much, quote-unquote, superhero adopting Spider-Man right now, teaching him, like, everything, giving him technology and everything. So this is clearly going to be completely different, and I'm and I am so excited for this. And I've already talked about this movie enough. I've already seen the trailer, and I've already talked about that. So let's go move on to number 6. Number 6. Back-to-back Marvel movies is the only way to go. My number 6 spot, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, because obviously. And I've already talked a bit about this film. I am super excited for it. To me, this is just one of those movies where I don't care what is happening. There's just action, good music, fun characters to love and to relate to, and pretty much whatever goes down in this movie, I know that I'm going to be leaving the theater completely pumped than I was going into the theater. So, because I don't have much to say on this, and I already have a video talking about this, especially the first trailer, pretty much the first trailer that was released, I'm not going to say too much. Just know I am excited for this movie. I cannot wait for it to come out. I cannot wait for the Guardians of the Galaxy to meet the Avengers in the Infinity War. I just can't wait. I love the Marvel Universe, okay? I'm so pumped for this. Number 5. Coco is the next Pixar movie to come out this year. We're not talking about Cars 3. That movie is dead to me. No, number 5 spot is going to be Coco. And we are finally getting a Pixar movie that is not a sequel. And here's what I have to say about Coco. Here's a little bit of, what it's about, and at the same time I have a prediction for this movie. I was very excited when they announced that this movie was coming out, but I heard that there was a lot of struggle going on, so let's just get into this. It's about a 12-year-old boy named Manuel. He's an inspiring musician, and he ends up in the land of the dead. The whole thing is supposed to take place in Mexico. It is supposed to revolve around the holiday Day of the Dead. Please do not ask me to speak that in Spanish. My Spanish is horrible. I do not want to butcher their language because I'm already butchering my own language. I'm sorry. But yes, it does take place around the holiday, the Day of the Dead. Pixar even announced that Coco will have an all-Latino cast. Plus, this movie will have a lot of music. It's not going to be a musical, but it will have a lot of music. And this is where my prediction comes in. Pixar has an official Twitter, and they tweeted this picture with Manuel and his grandmother. And they write that Manuel feels a deep connection with his great-grandmama, Coco. So his grandmother's name is Coco, and he has this deep connection with her. Clearly they have a very strong bond, a strong sort of bestie relationship going on between great-grandmother and great-grandson. And my prediction is that she's actually going to pass away in the movie. Like I said, this is my prediction. This is a hypothesis, okay? I know nothing about this movie except for the fact that it's coming out this year, that it evolves around the holiday Day of the Dead. I just know from the fact that, it's going to have an all-Latino cast and everything. So this is just my prediction, that she is going to pass away. And the movie is called Coco. The movie is called Coco. And this is his great-grandmother, Coco. So I feel like she is going to pass away, and I feel like he's going to want to bring her back. He doesn't know how to deal with this loss, and he's going to want to bring her back, and that's how he ends up in the land of the dead. And he probably goes through, this journey trying to bring her back, and the whole movie, you're learning how to deal with loss of a loved one. So this I'm excited for. Not because the grandmother's gonna die or anything. I'm just excited because Pixar is being the badass that they are, this amazing company that they are, giving us a movie, like with Inside Out, giving us a movie about how to deal with the loss of a loved one. And this, to me, everything about this movie, even the artwork I've seen, sounds beautiful. And this is why I have my prediction. And if my prediction is wrong, it's wrong. But I'm still excited for this movie. I mean, the colors, every effort that they've put into this. I mean, look at this. Look at the colors and the textures and just everything. It just looks so perfect. You're getting this beautiful, unique Pixar story. It's not Cars 3, so I'm happy for this. I mean, and I am so excited for this because it's going to be an original and not a sequel. So we're getting a whole new thing of characters to love and get to know. We're going to get beautiful music. We're going to get beautiful music, especially since they're saying that Manuel is an inspiring musician. And there's a couple pictures out there of him playing the guitar. And while it's not going to be a musical, they did say that there was going to be a lot of music in there, and that it's going to sound beautiful. Everything about this is going to be beautiful. I can't wait for this movie. But this is on my number 5 spot. Well, let's go check out number 4. Number 4. Do I really need to talk about this one? DuckTales is in my number 4 spot, and I've already talked about the reboot in its own separate video. So if you want something new, I suggest going onto YouTube, going to Disney XD's YouTube channel, and seeing the pretty much cast announcement. It's the cast singing the theme song to DuckTales. So I suggest you check that out, because that's the only new thing that I can add so far, except for the fact that it's coming out this summer, and that I'm excited for it. So DuckTales reboots in my number 4 spot, and in number 3, there is a magical princess waiting for us. Number 3, yay, let's talk about Tangled and her TV series and her TV movie. So Tangled Before Ever After is a TV movie that's going to be on Disney Channel March 10th. So next month, we'll be getting that TV movie. And I guess it's sort of like a plot. It's going to set up how the TV series is going to go. Because clearly we see in a trailer, and as you can see in the picture, Rapunzel does get her long blonde hair back. And as for like the TV series, that's going to come out March 24th. And the show kind of is supposed to take place between the movie Tangled from 2010 and the short Tangled Ever After, which is when Flynn and Rapunzel get married. So this whole TV movie and TV series is going to take place right in the center between the movie short and the movie in general. Another little tidbit, her hair, I can see, did come back. We don't know how, which is kind of why we have to watch Tangled Before Ever After. They're gonna, hopefully they're gonna fill us in, and if they don't, then that's why we have the TV series. Now I noticed some people didn't like that, her hair grew back. A lot of people were kind of like hoping it would stay short, so then maybe we can get toys with Rapunzel with her short brown hair, and I would love to see that because I don't see that version of Rapunzel enough. However, I'm only happy that her hair is back, because when you say Rapunzel, I'm going to think the long hair. I was even Rapunzel last Halloween, and instead of just cutting my hair short and having it simply short and keep it brown, because my hair is brown, no, I decided to go to Hot Topic and buy a wig. Because I wanted to do the long blonde hair and not the short brown hair, even though the short brown hair would have been 10 times easier for me to do. I wanted to tangle myself in a blonde wig. So I'm okay with her hair growing back. I'm curious how, which is why I'm going to be watching this, and I am super excited about this. But I can understand why people don't like it. But let me hear your opinion in the comment section. Do you like Rapunzel with the short brown hair or with her long magical golden locks? So yeah, leave a comment because I would really like to know your opinion. Number 2.
And in our number 2 spot, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Oh man, this is going to be the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Rumors were saying there's supposed to be 6 total. But chances are this might be the last one. We'll see. Because I remember hearing that we might get 6. And then I think somewhere in one of the trailers was saying that this is going to be the final chapter. I have to rewatch the trailers again. This is coming out in May. I believe May 26th. Where to start? I have a love for pirates. Pirates in general. Just anything pirates. Okay? The history of pirates, pretty much anything. I think there was like something on the History Channel once that talked straight up about pirates, and I remember watching, I don't usually watch the History Channel, but this was something that I watched because I flipping love pirates. I have this weird deep love for pirates. I love the attraction. I love the pirate night that they have on the cruise ship for Disney. I love the movies. And it was kind of funny because I was 11 when the first movie came out, and I remember enjoying the ride up to a certain point in my life where my anxiety sort of took over and I couldn't do drops anymore. And it still bothers me to this very day that I have not ridden Pirates in so long. I remember being 14 and saying, I'm going to ride Pirates this time, and I chicken out, and I go hang out with my dad. And I remember having a delicious Dole Whip, because Dole Whip is amazing, but that's totally off the topic. I do love Pirates. I haven't been on the ride in a really long time. It does bother me, because I do enjoy the ride. The history for this ride, and now it's celebrating its 50 years over in Disneyland. Congratulations to that, 50 years. The ride was originally supposed to be a walkthrough, and at times with the World Fair going on, Disney was just like, let's make it a water ride, or let's make it a ride, and then they decided to make it a water ride. Which, thank you, Walt Disney, for making it a ride, because to tell you the truth, even though I love Pirates, and a walkthrough would have been fine for me, it's kind of cool that it is a ride, and that they totally went all out for it. It wasn't just some wax figures like they were planning on doing. They wanted to do like a Pirates of the Caribbean wax museum sort of thing, and you just walk through and you see wax figures of pirates doing piratey things, and they're like, let's just make it a ride. We've got the technology because freaking Walt Disney and the Imagineers, and they totally went for it, and it's amazing, and I love it. And then they came up with this movie, and I remember it because I was 11, and I was totally scared of this movie. I didn't like it. I was way too scared of this movie. It kind of freaked me out. But then I actually watched it, and this is where my love of pirates just kind of took off. It was really good. It was really friggin' good. The movie was amazing. I loved it. And they came up with a sequel. It was okay. The sequel was okay, but then they came up with a third one, and I was like, yes! This is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Man, every time I have to study for school or whatever, I would listen to the soundtracks, because they made it studying much more interesting. The music and just the actors and everything about Pirates of the Caribbean I love. And I'm more excited about this fifth film. The fourth one came out. We did not like it at all. Me and my brother watched, all 3 films. We had, a movie night. We watched all 3 films. Then we got ready and we saw the 4th one. And we walk out of the theater and we're like, that one wasn't very good. Why was that one not very good? Let's go back to the first one and rewatch it again. And I was just like, how could that one not be as good as the others? I mean, the second one, to me, was not all that great. But I can watch it and be like, okay. And yeah, I have the 4th one on DVD. It's just only because it's Pirates. That's really honest to God it. Is the only reason I have it on DVD. I have the soundtrack on my iTunes, and I have the DVD because it's under the title Pirates of the Caribbean. Not because it was a great movie, but because it was Pirates. Because it was okay. The second one was better than the 4th. The 4th one was the worst. Everyone says the 3rd one, but I love the 3rd one. So, let's talk about the 5th one. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Around the time after the 4th one, we clearly figured out that we were going to get another one. The ending sort of gave us that vibe that we were going to get another Pirates movie. If you went on Wikipedia, or if you went somewhere searching about information on the 5th one, like I did, they had a title up called Monkey Island. And I thought that was absolutely stupid. Clearly, they thought it was stupid too, because now the title is called Dead Men Tell No Tales. And clearly they thought it was dumb too. But who knows? That title could pop up and be a 6th movie You never know. I mean, we still have the monkey, and you can't really shoot the monkey. I mean, the monkey's name is Jack, but you can't shoot the monkey. It's still kind of. It's a monkey. Whatever. The monkey's name is Jack. Barbossa's in this. Captain Barbossa's in this. Captain Jack Sparrow is in this. I'm sure there's going to be others from the previous movies that are going to be back. And then, of course, we have a new person, or ghost. I'm pretty sure he's not a pirate. He looks like a captain. I don't know his name. I gotta go figure out more of this. Gotta rewatch all them trailers, teaser trailers and all that. This looks like it has to do with ghosts. So of course, after that high of Ghostbusters, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no pirate ghosts. It looks like this captain of a Royal Navy. Clearly it looks like a Royal Navy, but it doesn't look like it's part of the English Navy. It looks like it's either Spanish or somewhere in Europe. It kind of seemed Spanish to me because of the guy's accent. But it looks like Captain Jack must have did something to him, because they're all dead. They're all ghosts. And they're looking for him. It's like, what did you do now, Sparrow? What did you do now? And I'm loving, like, the fan theory with the whole, like, people aren't cargo. If this movie dives into that, it's a fan theory from what I've seen, but I would love for them to make it legit. I would love for them to go into that whole background of Jack. I felt like the fourth one went into a background, but more of his love life. I wasn't exactly all that crazy about it. I felt like it was too sloppy. I mean, this is Captain Jack Sparrow, and you get a really sloppy relationship. It seemed really, really bad to me. But yeah, it looks like these ghosts, they're not pirates, but they are definitely ghosts. Hence, dead men tell no tales. Actually, it would be kind of funny if they said dead men tell tales, because they're ghosts and they're coming back. Like, they're ghosts and they're friggin' talking like they're not dead, but they're dead. I don't know. This one might be, I'm wondering if this one's going to be as good as the first one. Because in the first one, we have, of course, Captain Barbossa and his whole crew, which I would love to see again. And you can't kill him because of, like, the Aztec gold and everything, and apparently Will's dad put him under a curse, and that was the Black Curse. That was the first one. So I feel like this one might be similar to it in a way. And I would really, really like to see something like that again. Because I feel like if this is the last movie, it would be the perfect ending. I just don't want to sit in the theater knowing that I'm going to watch a movie that was as bad as the fourth one. I feel like I'm ripping on it too much. It's just the fourth one was boring. There wasn't that much interesting things happening. There was no cool action scenes. Were there? I have to rewatch it if there was. But as you can see, I'm clearly over the moon for this movie. I was a kid when it first came out. Now I'm an adult. I was so scared of this movie. I remember it. I was so scared of the trailers. The trailers used to freak me out. My brother really, really wanted to see it. But when I did actually see it, I actually watched it. It was on TV one night, and I actually watched it for the very first time with my family. And that's kind of how I got really, really into pirates, because around middle school, the second and the third came out. What was it? I was in college. It was like towards the end of high school, college. The fourth one came out. So this is something that's been around in my life for a while, so I'm super excited for this. I am kind of hoping though that is probably going to be the last one because I love Johnny Depp, and it's great to hear that he can play Captain Jack Sparrow forever, for as long as he lives. But I just don't want any of the movies to suck and then it go completely downhill. Because while I'll always watch it, I know there's going to be people out there that are just not going to be all that. Yeah. So, seeing how I'm so ecstatic over Pirates of the Caribbean and that this is the number 2 spot, then what possibly is going to be number 1? So then let's go over to number 1.
And finally, number 1.
All right, number 1 is Beauty and the Beast. As you can see, it's in theaters March 17th. Depending when this video is posted, as you can see, it's already in theaters. If you're looking for a video of my reaction to this movie, because this is number 1, you will have to wait. Right now, let's talk about why I'm excited for this movie. Here's the thing. As I was saying with Pirates has always been like my childhood. Pirates is like came out when I was 11. Beauty and the Beast came out in 1991. I was born in 1992, so this movie is like a year older than I am. But I have been watching this movie since I was a child. At one point in my life, I was a little scared of the Beast, I will say. But once you make it past the Beast's beastiness, scariness, you find out he's quite gentle and loving and kind, and that was the whole purpose of the movie. And so I love Beauty and the Beast. If anybody ever asks me, what's your favorite movie or what's your favorite Disney movie or whatever, I'm gonna say Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast has always been my number 1 movie. Beauty and the Beast has always been my favorite. I know all the lines, I know all the songs, I love everything about it. When they said that this movie was coming out after they released Cinderella, which was a very good live adaptation of the movie, I was freaking... I could not stop screaming. John was just like, can you please lower your voice? Because we are inside. Please use your indoor voice. I cannot use my indoor voice. They're making a live action Beauty and the Beast. I am so over the moon. When is it coming out? Oh, 2017. I can wait. And I have counted down the days for this movie to come out. I was so excited. More than excited. I don't think there's a good enough word to say how just happy I was that they are making a live adaptation of the movie Beauty and the Beast. Like, this was my life. This is my childhood. Belle was my role model as a kid, okay? Sometimes I'm just in a situation where I'm like, how would Belle handle this? And I'd have to take a minute and be like, okay. And even if she wouldn't handle it that way, I mean, that's probably much how I'm going to handle it. But if I can do it with enough kindness and grace and everything, I'm going to be okay. Seriously, I am so in love with Beauty and the Beast that if they did pretty much anything wrong with this movie, if they did turn this movie into crap, I will be heartbroken. I would be very heartbroken. I put the original 1991 animated cartoon version of Beauty and the Beast on such a high pedestal, on the highest pedestal you can. Most people don't do that with their movies, and when they do, then when there's a remake, you're excited for it, but you're mostly scared. I am actually scared for this movie because they were giving out the cast list, and they were showing out pictures, and I was like, good, okay, I see what the director is doing here, and I'm okay with this, because this is a live action. It's not going to be perfectly like the animated one, because there's a difference between live action and animated. There is that difference. I'm keeping an open mind, but you got Emma Watson as Belle. This is good, because another part of my childhood that I was super obsessed with was Harry Potter, and who is my other role model other than Belle? Hermione Granger, who was also played by Emma Watson. So, while that is not on the highest pedestal like Beauty and the Beast, it is still up there for Harry Potter. That is not a Disney movie. That is like Warner Brothers Universal. But I still enjoyed it as a kid because I read all of the books. that was just a book series that I read. I read a lot of books as a kid because of Belle. I at school I struggled a lot with like learning and everything. But once I learned how to read, I just didn't want to put books down. It is a perfect escape for when life is just treating you like crap. And that, what do? You read, and that is the most greatest thing you can possibly do. Or you go to Disney if you're me. I go to Disney now because I live like 3 hours away. So, like I said, I put this movie on such a high pedestal that if I do walk out of that theater feeling like this movie is crap, I'm just gonna be so heartbroken because there's a lot of reasons why I'm excited for this. Beauty and the Beast is gonna be popular again. I miss that era. Okay, when Beauty and the Beast came out, that was in 91. I wasn't born yet, okay? That was a whole year before I was born, okay? So all that Beauty and the Beast popularity that had happened with the clothes and the like merchandise and everything and, you know, all this stuff that the kids are getting for Frozen, I missed out on because I wasn't born yet. So now I'm excited because it's gonna be in theater, and I did see it when the cartoon came back to theaters. For the 3D, I did actually see that, and I was super excited that I saw it. While the 3D wasn't super friggin' mega awesome, it was still nice that I got enough to say that I actually sat in the theater and saw Beauty and the Beast. And now I get to see it again. I saw Beauty and the Beast in theaters, and I'm so friggin' excited for this movie. But I'm so scared because I love this movie so much. Because this movie has affected my life so much. I can not be the biggest Disney fan in the world, even though I know that I am, but I would still say Beauty and the Beast is my favorite for many, many reasons. I really am scared. I mean, like, as the date grew nearer and closer and up to a certain point, I was getting terrified. The Facebook page kept saying, 4 days till this movie comes out, 2 days till this movie comes out, 1 day, and I was just getting more and more scared. As I was saying first, because I wanted this whole video to come out a lot earlier, but I was having a lot of technical difficulties, and I was getting sick. The movie is probably already come out. If you're looking for my reaction of seeing it, that will be in a completely different video. I'm talking as if before this movie comes out. I am so excited for this movie because once they did put up those cast lists, they have Josh Gad playing LeFou. I thought that was fantastic because I love Josh Gad. I mean, and I'm not saying I love him just because he's Olaf. I have seen Josh Gad in other films. Pixels wasn't that great, but I still enjoyed his performance. It's an Adam Sandler movie. He hasn't really had that many good ones lately. I'm sorry. He's fantastic, but he just hasn't. Let's put that on the down low because that's not Disney. But I have seen other movies that Josh Gad is in, so I do know that he is a great actor. I do love him as Olaf, but right now he's not being Olaf. Right now he's going to be LeFou in this movie. I know that. I'm still excited to see him because I do like his acting. I think he is fantastic. I also love his little videos. He's trying to find out more about the new Star Wars movie. He's bothering Daisy. He's bothering the crap out of Daisy. Poor Daisy. I haven't been paying attention to Star Wars because I really don't want to. So let's move on with this. I hope you've enjoyed my first top 10 list. Hopefully there'll be many more in the future. Beauty and the Beast fills my number 1 spot. I can probably go in a lot longer to why, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. My name is Gina. I'm not your average Disney nerd. This wraps up my first ever top 10 list. I hope you all have a magical day, and I will see you soon. Hey guys, don't forget to leave a like and a subscription if you haven't already. Plus we have a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Facebook page. We also have an email, so feel free to send requests or a question, and I will be happy to answer you.